Microphonic power tube. This amp, right here. This is why I leave amps around
the
here.
noise sounds like it comes from somewhere around there.
Can you hear like a physical rattling?
Like a real high pitched. Yeah.
It's only in the key of C.
Something.
Too, you know?
Something's inside.
think I'm going to find it right now.
It's one of those.
And what this is this is a good
I'm guessing it's the second one.
this is a good video for finding harmonic, microphonic power tubes, because that doesn't sound like a preamp tube to me. That sounds like a power tube because of my experience. You find that one note somewhere in your amp that's doing that. And I'm going to show you now how to find it in the amp. Okay, so what I'm going to do is plug a bass into it, because the bass guitar don't lie. And I'm going to find that note. It's this tune different than that guitar, so it will be in a different place. But
what note? Here?
Hear that? That ringing?
This note?
Yeah.
I just go like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So hold that note. Alright, so don't touch hot tubes, obviously. Don't touch hot tubes with your hands. Take a bandana or something. Fold it up. I'm going to go behind this amp.
That's really rattling.
Don't hit it so hard, just lightly, just lightly. A little harder. Right there. Hit it a little harder.
Oh, what if I just do this thing? Like that?
Hit a little harder.
Too hard.
Playing the right note. Let me see the note you're playing.
I haven't moved my thumb at all.
Okay. Yeah, right there. See, it's so hard to find because you can almost play right by it.
It's going. I can hear it
Right there.
rocking.
Okay. Right there. Just hold that right there. Do it again. Now hit it hard. Hit it hard again. Hit it hard again. Alright, that's good. Alright. So what I'm doing is, while she's playing the note,
Lost.
I'm
Right,
grabbing
again.
across the top of each tube. And they're very hot with this. But when that noise goes away, that's the tube. You're stabilizing that tube inside. See how fast I can get that note to do that? It's a huge rattle. You gotta hit the note just right.
Okay, I'll try
So if you're a player and your technique, you go buy a note like that, and you think, there it is right there, and you think there's something in the room, because stuff rattles in the room all the time, but there is a difference, and that's why I keep amps around here for so long, because
You done with me?
because that amp's been here for 3 weeks breaking in, and those tubes were beautiful, and now one of them has become slightly microphonic, one of the power tubes. So I'll put another set in and burn
Which
that.
one was it?
It's the one you thought you heard from back there.
The second one from the
Second
right?
one, yeah.
Yeah, I
the
could
second
hear it.
one. And so it's that simple. You know, that's how you check for if you hear an odd noise in your amp and you think it might be a harmonic tube. You know, usually it'll be a preamp tube, but there's a certain, you get used to this, there's a certain different sound that comes from a harmonic power tube. And a preamp tube is so annoying when it's harmonic, it's almost every note. But if it's a power tube, it might be just one note that literally the transformers vibrate the chassis at a certain frequency on that one note. Sometimes it's only on one place of a certain guitar, and the chassis actually vibrates the power tube. That something inside that power tube, you know,
Harmonic resonance?
yeah, submits a resonance that becomes electronic, but it's mechanical, okay? Because something in that tube is not tight, it's loose, and it becomes an electrical noise in the speaker, you know? So, there it is. I heard this while I was playing and had her fire up the camera because it just appeared that amp has been running for 3 weeks, you know? And that's why, one of the reasons why I leave amps around here for so long, to get them really tuned in.
Where you
good,
play
know?
the guitar constantly.
Huh?
Where you play the guitar constantly.
There it is.
Sure is. Switch to the other amp to show the difference.
Huh?
Switch to the other amp.
Well, no, that one doesn't do it. That one's ready to go. I'm packing that one up right now. That one's going out to, is it Wisconsin where it's going?
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah, that one's going to Wisconsin. Cab's already packed. But that amp has passed all the tests. And it's been around as long as this one, you know, and this one just showed a problem today. But it's usually tubes, and not often, every now and then. So how will I fix that? Well, if it was a customer's amp and a tube came up bad, I just send a whole new rack of tubes. But since this one's here, I don't want to waste a whole beautiful quad that's all broken in nice for one tube. So I'll have my tube guys, I'll call them and see if they have anything that matches the numbers of that one tube. And then I'll take that one tube when it comes in and I'll burn it in real hard on the bench on a machine I have. And extra hard now to simulate the fact that this amp has been running for 3 weeks too, you know. And then I'll put it in that quad, and because
Hopefully it's not microphonic.
there's 4 power tubes, and if 3 of them have passed all the tests, then I'd rather that than start with a whole new set, you know. But you know, these are not mass production amps. I don't just shove tubes in them as soon as they're done, play them for 5 minutes and go, okay, it's tested, and send it out. I really test these amps solid, you know.
And the tubes.
Well, yeah, because the tubes become the amp. I mean, you know, I don't build the tubes, so you know. But in the end, that's where the sound. Without tubes, there is no sound. So the tubes have to be vetted and tested. And there's only really one brand and one type of tube that's out there right now, power tubes, that I really trust for these. And even that, and I'm real picky when I buy them. You know, I test through a whole lot of them to get certain numbers of those tubes, right? But even still, after 3 weeks, one of them can go bad. And it's usually the preamp tubes that I chase, because even after I test them, when they're in an amp for 3 weeks, that's the real test. And but very rare for a power tube to do that. But I've seen it happen on Marshalls, Fenders, all kinds of amps. So this is a good video to teach you how to find that if you hear that odd sound. It could be a speaker rattling, it could be a loose bolt in your amp. There's all kinds of things.
Level or blinds.
It could be anything in the room. I mean, I remember one time I was going to the guitar show, and this cab right here, this 412, the night before was making a rattling sound, and those are vintage speakers. So, and I repair vintage speakers. I don't recone them, I repair them usually. And I took it apart, and I couldn't find anything wrong with any of those speakers. Put it back together, and the same rattle. It was driving me crazy, and my pedal board was in front of that cab. And every time I'd move the pedal board to take the cab out to take it apart, I did it twice looking for the rattling speaker. Never found it. And then my knee hit this Electro-Harmonics box that was on my thing, an old the delay, you know, I forget the name of that delay, but and the noise stopped, and I said, why did it? And I realized my knee was touching that thing, and it was literally that box sounded. And I'm a pro at this, and that box rattling sounded just like an old Celestion rattling. Okay, it was just the most bizarre thing. So you got to first eliminate that it's nothing in the room, because you know I'm the guy that does this for a living, and I can tell you I've been fooled by stuff in the room before. So you know, eliminate that first. But you know that's what a microphonic power tube does right there. I did this video because that's a perfect example of it. It's if you have one, you know all about it. It's a pain in the ass, but it's not an often thing, you know. So I can't just simulate this, you know, because it's not often that I can come up with a bad one like that. But there it is.
Done?
Peace out. Yeah.